Hey guys, Sai here to get all excited about 1992's Space Crusade by Gremlin. Space Crusade was a spiritual successor to the highly acclaimed 1991 Hero Quest. Set in the 40k universe before it was what it is today, you play as the Ultramarines, Blood Angels, or the brand spanking new Imperial Fist. Androids, Orcs, Chaos, and Gene Stealers. No, wait. Soul Suckers are all present here.
And win the highest rank. The ultimate encounter is here.
Of course, now they all have their own races, backgrounds, and entities. Back then, they all came under the one umbrella as a sort of space bad guy league. There was a real innocence to the lore of it that was fundamentally trying to cash in on the success of Hero Quest, which also saw an enemy faction that comprised of several races. Thinking about it, it's not so odd, since deriving from Tolkien or D&D, you would often see sets of bad guys as nothing else than faceless minions with little to no background. Anyway, Space Crusade is now a free-to-play game on Abandonware, and it's one of those games that at the time it seemed alright, but now it's just like a really bad prototype. I'm not trying to be mean about it, as it has some quality ideas in it that replicated the board game to the digital medium well. The best being an AI player. This is a fully co-op game played hot seat since the internet didn't exist. The graphics and sound are crude, but passable. This was the same year that Flashback and Mario Kart came out, not to mention the super realistic Mortal Kombat! I always thought it was a shame that every Marine carried the same weapon until the 3D graphics part. Playing this game is quite frustrating too, as several times over your elite combat captain will get taken out by some noob Gretchen. Worse still was the enemy events. Out of nowhere, a Gene Stealer will appear and kill your prized Marines. It also feels like it just takes ages to move your troops around the map. It wouldn't be so bad if there was animation to it. I have mixed memories of this going back. I know I never bothered completing the whole game, and I never got the add-on pack. It's a sort of clumsy game, but because of its age, it's acceptable. I love that it was a direct translation of the board game and followed the rules with clear dice rolls being made. One of the earliest examples of them doing this right. When I think of games that should be remade, this is often at the top of my contender list. As a short and sweet mobile game probably, but then again it challenges the 40k lore a bit too much and could ultimately confuse the younger audience not familiar with the old unwritten timelines. Maybe that's it then. Best bury this game for old folks that remember it fondly. It's not really a game you can boast to the younger generations. It was GW's first foray into the 40k universe on the video game market, and for that, it did alright. I honestly think it's got more value than some of the modern mobile games. If I was to rate it, I'd give it a very generous 7 out of 10, just on the grounds that it was competent, well built, and it paved the way for things to come. It's by no means a shambles of a game, but it needed a better edge to become a classic. Anyway, thanks for watching, I will see you next time.
You into warp space to fight the force of chaos. Deep in a parallel universe where nightmares